Hello and welcome to the Salem Station Podcast, a show where we rank and review all of your favorite horror movies. Um, Quick question. Have you noticed that we haven't ranked or reviewed anybody's favorite horror movies at all? Like, whose
There's one
favorite
or
horror
two people
movie
out
is
there.
there's just one or two people who are
Bro,
fans
there's a
of
whole fan base dedicated
Cloverfield.
to critters. So I don't want to hear it.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
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 no.
I stumbled upon
Never
it the
mind.
other day.
Stumbled
Dude,
upon it.
they have wikis dedicated to the lore. They have like
Oh
whole
yeah.
discussion. Dude, there's a whole
They
critters
have a
fan
whole
base out there.
species breakdown.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
Oh my god. Well,
People love them.
I'm gonna want to go looking for that now. um, but no, yeah. This is that show. I'm your co-host Robert,
And I'm your host Alex, and today we have
and
no guest.
no guest. Why? Normally, I have a guest in mind for when I do one of these movies. Like, hey, they would maybe not want to watch that movie, so let me have them on. Um, I didn't have anyone in mind for Hills of Eyes. This is movie review number 87. That's the Hills of Eyes, the
Frankly,
original Hills of
nobody
Eyes.
nobody liked the movie enough to come on the show.
Oh yeah.
Nobody
Um,
liked it.
yeah,
I fell
this
asleep.
is
I fell
yeah,
asleep.
you did. There was a point in time in which I had to go to the bathroom and I just didn't come back for a while.
It
But
was
yeah,
so bad. It was
this
legitimately so bad.
this is the 1977 version, not the remake.
Though
Um,
we watched both of them, I fell asleep for the remake.
yeah, we watched both of them. So
Back to back, mind
I
you.
oh yes, back to back. So when I made so there's a little thing I gotta put a little asterisk in somewhere in this. So I made a list, right? Thinking so there's a list, right? I've talked about this numerous times, but if you're watching this for the first time, there's a list of horror movies that I've watched, 95 of them. I've ranked them against each other. So we started from the bottom, which was Critters, and we're making our way up. Supposedly the movies are supposed to get better and better. I was like, after As Above, So Below, like As Above, So Below isn't bad, but it's not, it isn't, it's not, As Above, So Below isn't great, but it isn't bad. Like it's decent, I'd say. And so was Midsommar. It was like, we're finally gonna get into some classics and good movies. Then this one popped up. This one, if I were given the chance to re-rank this list, I would put it below Leprechaun. I don't know what past Robbie was
It was
thinking.
so bad.
I don't know what past Robbie was thinking saw this when he saw this movie and then decided, no, yeah, this is better than The Purge and better than Cloverfield. It's not. Alex, I want you to look at all the movies we've done so far and then just rank them. I want to see how you would rank all these movies so
We're gonna
far.
have a side
'Cause-
list of my ranking.
Yeah. 'Cause I would put The Hills Have Eyes now that I've watched it again, not where it belongs.
I don't. I can tell you straight up where this movie belongs, and it's the bottom of the list. Just straight at the
Oh,
bottom. It was so bad. It was I hate this movie more than all previous movies.
whoa.
It was so bad. Like it was hard. It was hard to pay attention. It honestly was.
Yeah, pay attention to. Yeah.
What was the other movie that I
Um,
hated so bad? When
I
I
know what you do
ranted.
last summer.
Yeah. I hate it more than that one. I would rather watch. I
Yeah.
would rather watch that entire like. Okay, maybe
The whole
I'm going a
movie.
little too far. I would rather watch the Dead Meat review for all those movies than watch this movie again.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't want to watch any of these films that we've covered at all again. But no,
No.
you're right. Like this, woof. By the way, this movie, the way I hyped it up last episode, hyping this episode, like, oh man, like wait till next episode. It's one of Wes Craven's like classics. Like, oh man, here we go, Hills of Eyes. Yes, this is made by horror icon Wes Craven, who gave
Unfortunately.
us Nightmare on Elm Street, creator of Freddy Krueger, and gave us the Scream movies, which I am a fan of, except for, and I've probably said this in the past before, Scream 3, boo, sucks. But I really love the work he's done, and I like other movies of his. And everyone's like, "Oh, the movies that everyone brings up from Wes Craven are Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream," but also like some of his other movies, like Shocker. Fun fact. Now we live in California, so it's a fun fact to the people around me and the people that know us, and to us. If you're listening to this, I don't know, somewhere in Australia, probably not so much. But Shocker, did you know that part of it was filmed in Mount Sac?
I think we had a conversation about this, right?
Oh, probably. I've
Yeah, yeah,
noticed
I
that
remember you mentioned it before.
I think all of Wes
Crazy.
Craven's like notable movies have been filmed in like California, like probably specifically Southern California.
Yeah,
Like I
I
know
mean
the Elm
it's
Street house is in
idealistic.
LA.
Yeah.
This film, Hills Have Eyes franchise, takes place in the Nevada desert, in the Nevada hills, but it was filmed
Oh, was
in
it
California. I forget
really?
I forget where it was filmed at.
Why
Hold
would
on,
they
I'm gonna have
just
to look it
film?
up.
Probably, dude. Probably like literally
Budget
anywhere in
reason?
California. There's huge ass deserts. Like,
Oh yeah.
also, before we continue, we should probably address there will be Phasmaphobia gameplay. I don't know if you've noticed, but we will be playing Phasmaphobia
Oh
while
yeah. Oh
we're
yeah.
doing this podcast episode. Just a new thing we're trying, seeing how it goes. Also, Robert, you have not chosen a contract, so that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, shit, let me do that. Yeah. And I looked up really quick. It was filmed in Victorville. So
Victorville?
yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean,
So yeah,
those
as
seem like
Alex
typical
said.
Victorville residents, anyways.
Oh yeah. So yeah, as Alex said, we'll be playing Phasmophobia in the background. For those of you who don't know, Phasmophobia is like this ghost hunting game, or like Ghostbusters, I guess, but like professional Ghostbusters, I guess. So we'll be playing that in the background. So we'll have like background
Various times
noise,
you will hear us call out to each other or scream or something.
yeah,
Uh,
or interrupt each other and say random stuff. I'll start off with an easy one. I'll do the Tanglewood Street House.
ooh.
Ready up all your stuff. I'm sorry if the majority of this is not even us talking about the podcast episode and us just playing around.
Just gonna become Let's Players. It's okay.
Since there's gonna obviously have to be visuals to this episode, it'll most likely be released on YouTube. But if you're listening to this on Spotify, I apologize.
You're just gonna hear like random screams and ghosts whispering. It's okay.
Yeah. So do you think that's everything that we need?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'll click
We
start.
typically go into games just unprepared.
Yeah.
Just like our podcast.
So this movie is about cannibals in the middle of nowhere, as I said before.
Hillbilly, radiated cannibals to be exact.
Yes, in the middle of the Nevada desert. I love when movies are able to, not this original one, but the remake I will give credit to. I kind of do enjoy it when they did that. When they're able to pull off a feeling of like you're alone, isolated in the middle of nowhere. I got the notebook and I got the UV light.
Okay.
So this movie does that because it's this family stranded in the middle of nowhere against this family of cannibals. The other two movies that I, off the top of my head, that do this perfectly, where it's this isolated feeling in the middle of nowhere, like no matter what happens, you can't get help. Alien, you're stranded in the middle of space
Forgot
aboard
the
the
key again,
Nostromo.
didn't you? God damn it.
Yeah, I forgot the key. Where they're aboard the Nostromo and the Thing, where I opened it, where they're in the Arctic. Wow, I'm already distracted.
Well, as we said, this is a trial run, so we might have some hiccups.
A bunch of hiccups for sure.
Yeah.
So this film, as I said, 1977. This film came out. So it's
And
this
you can
family
definitely
of cannibals.
You can definitely tell with the clothes
Yeah.
some of these guys are wearing. Like, damn.
Soundtracks they
The
decide to
soundtracks,
have
yeah.
playing through. Oh, some of these guys are wearing like shorts, like
And
booty
I mean,
shorts,
we should
like-
probably address what the father says in the first like 10 minutes of the film.
What do you say again?
When he's coming out of the truck. So apparently he's an ex-police officer,
Uh-huh.
and he complains about
Oh,
certain
yeah.
people.
So the father throughout the
We do not
franchise, both-
we denounce this.
Oh, no, yeah,
It was
yeah.
a different time. We denounce racism
Yes.
here.
I will actually get to that part soon because I guess it's supposed to be the characterization of the father.
What
But-
shitty characterization.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, as I said, this is 1977, and you're like, okay, in the 70s, there's a movie about cannibals in the middle of nowhere. torturing this innocent random group of people. Hey, that sounds a lot like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Which is
Well,
exactly what
that
I
came
thought.
out.
Literally the first thing I said when I saw the. I think we watched the trailer and he explained it to me.
Yeah. Which came out 4 years, 4 years, 5 years, 1974, 5 years before. This movie has the misfortune of being always just compared against Texas Chainsaw, which Texas Chainsaw is one of my favorite horror movies. I showed it to you, Alex. Remember we watched it together?
Yeah, we watched it together while pulling an all-nighter. Oh,
Yeah.
found the bone.
Yeah,
We don't
like the
have the camera.
fear of that girl on that dinner
Put the camera.
sequence where she's strapped and they're just like
Oh
giggling
no.
and whatnot. And then there's another trope in that movie that they use in this where there's this gas station and then you think that like, oh yeah, the person in the gas station is a helpful person, but no, the person in the gas station is
One of
somewhat
them.
associated to those. Yes.
Which I mean, they
um
pull a
yeah,
similar. They pull a similar kind of move here, I guess, but not to the
yeah,
same degree.
I know. No, definitely not. Texas
Whoa,
Chainsaw does it much better.
EMF level 5 in the alleyway. Wow, that scared me.
Anyway.
Oh yeah,
Oh, over here?
yeah, and freezing temps.
Let me go see what else I can get. So there's many movies. I'm gonna get the spirit box.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a subgenre of horror movies that do this type of this theme of horror where like you're in the middle of nowhere. There's this mutated or not mutated, but inbred cannibalistic family or gaggle of people that
Gaggle.
you just come across.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I already mentioned this Chainsaw, where it's the Sawyer family. Now, don't start with me with saying, "Wait a minute, I've seen a couple of Texas Chainsaw movies. Aren't they called the Hewitt family, or aren't they called this other family?" I like that first movie, but that franchise sucks. Literally, the name of that family changes from like movie to movie. I'm
I
gonna call them
actually did.
Sawyers.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I do not like that series of movies because, dude, the continuity sucks. It sucks. But so another movie, so right, it's in that film, it's a group of friends happen to come across oh, dirty water in this.
Okay.
Oh, I heard
Uh,
something.
I'm
Heard
I'm
something.
gonna leave.
I think it's in the bathroom. Wait, take a picture of the
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah. I got a picture, all right. But I feel like a lot of these movies also shoot for like the gas station part of it. I don't know what it is about like gas stations being so creepy. Kind of a
Probably,
bad
I
rap.
think it's because it's the closest thing you have to civilization that will be like, yes, I'm free. The fact that they're then associated with like, no, they're part of the same group of people that you just left. So as I said, Texas Chainsaw, it's the family. I'm calling Sawyers, the Sawyer family that you come across in the plains of Texas. In this, it's the mutants. That's what they're called, I believe. You come across them. Let me get some pills. I don't know if we got any.
Yeah, we got some.
In this, you come across the mutants. I'm good. I don't need it. So in this movie, it's this family who travel into the Nevada desert who come across the mutants. There's two other movies that I feel go for this similar vibe. Wrong Turn, which it's instead of it being in the Nevada desert or the Texas plains of Texas, it's in a forest, a woodsy kind of. It's in the woods. It's like in a woodsy kind of area. Oh, that EMF is so annoying. I'm gonna turn it off.
Alright. Yeah.
Oh, I found fingerprints.
Oh, you
Found
did.
fingerprints on the door. So Wrong Turn, it's the same thing. It's this. I don't know if they're a family. I'm not a fan of the Wrong Turn movies. I know there's like a gazillion of them. I've only seen the first, but again, it's this family of. I don't know if they're inbred, but they're like. Oh, wait.
What? Oh.
So yeah, in Wrong
Close.
Turn again, it's these. They have certain names in that, like one eye or two eye or big toe or something like that. Because again,
Big toe.
just like in Texas Chainsaw and in the Hills Have Eyes, they're like mutated. They're like physically different than everyone else, I guess. And it's this group. It's this whole like clan of people like that you come across. Oh, nice, we got it right. that you come across in the woods. And then one other movie that comes to mind is House of a Thousand Corpses, where it's this family called the Firefly family, and this group of people, uh, including Dwight Schrute, um, from Rainn Wilson's in that movie, which caught me off guard the first time I saw that. Um, I'm gonna go with Farmhouse.
Sounds
It's
good.
intermediate. This one scares me. So, in
Yeah,
House of a
this
Thousand
one's like
Corpses,
arguably the scariest.
yeah. Oh yeah. I hate farmhouses. So in House of a Thousand Corpses, it's the Firefly family, and it's this group of young teens, maybe they're in their 20s, that come across this. It's like in the middle of nowhere in California or something like that. I don't remember where it's at. And you come across the Firefly family, and again, I don't think it's a gas station, but it's like a convenience store in the middle of nowhere that they come across. And it's this guy, Captain Spaulding. I'm sure some people may or may not know him. Um, he's like, oh, like here's my chickens, and I'm selling my chicken wings or something like that. And then it turns out that he's part of the Firefly family and whatnot. So yeah, those are four examples: Texas Chainsaw, Hills of Eyes, House of a Thousand Corpses, Wrong Turn, and then there's many more. I feel like there's a subgenre of horror movies for this. Um, if you want to watch any of them, definitely don't watch The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, no, I mean this movie was just actually that bad.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
bad.
so I mean, it was it had a good start. I feel,
Mhm.
but then it just I don't know. It's just something about the pacing, something about the
I don't
actors, the
know.
family not being that likable. It's just kind
Yeah.
of
So
just didn't really stick with me.
this is one of Wes Craven's, like, as I said before, like first movies. This is his like second notable movie after like Last House on the Left, and they're like I mean, there's some movies that most people don't mention because they're not that noticeable. Oh wow, there's an axe in this, it's lodged in this mirror.
That's
um,
probably fun.
no fingerprints here. So we'll start off with the plot of the movie. Sorry about this if I'm like stumbling with my words here, because I'm like this map scares me. It's a farmhouse, and I do not like farmhouses. Okay, so yeah, this film, as we said before, it begins in a gas station actually, and it starts off with this guy. I didn't write down what his name was because, to be honest, most of these
Doesn't
people's
matter.
names
It's not important. He's not important.
is forgettable. Let me drop the book here. So
Yeah, so he's
there's
talking
this
about I
chick.
can't do this anymore. He's loading up his little tractor, his little truck.
Yeah,
Um,
he's talking to this chick named Ruby,
yeah, Ruby.
and he's like, oh, Ruby, I gotta go. And she's like, nah, man, trade with us. Like, we need some food. And like, nah, man, Ruby, if you come with me, I'll go get the spare box really quick. That's not part of the movie. I'll go
Yeah, I
get the
don't think
spare
he said
box.
that.
He's
I don't think he said that. But
like, Ruby,
didn't
come with
he's like
me.
if you
We
come
can
with
escape.
me, yeah.
Can leave this whole like these people behind. And then she's like, oh, like I would be kind of down to, but like they find out, who knows what they could do to us. And that's when this family turns up, and this family shows up, and they need a gas. And it's this two older parents. um these two old parents, they have three kids, two daughters, one oldest, one youngest,
None of
and they
which are
have,
likable, by the way.
yeah, none of these characters are. They have a son as well, and the oldest daughter is married, and so she's married with the guy named Doug, who is the main protagonist of the film. And Doug and the lady have a baby. So, oh, and they have two dogs, which are cleverly named, I will say, Beauty and Beast. And so the father's name is Big Bob, or his name is Bob, but they call him Big Bob. Or in one of the movies, I think it's in the remake, they call him Big Bob. And then the youngest son is Bobby. At which point I was like, all
Bubby.
right, there's too many Bobbies. I'm used to being the only Bobby around. There's only room for one of us. Um, yeah. I like how in my notes I note down some short shorts. That's how you know it's the
Yeah,
'70s.
they were wearing
That is what
that
was.
guy. Doug was wearing straight up booty shorts, man. It was insane.
Like, I like how that's what I found important to write down, but not the actual details of the plot.
I mean,
Um,
they really rub it in your face. Let me tell you, he's wearing
yeah.
booty shorts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then so as Alex mentioned before, it's revealed that the father is a retired police. He's retired from the police force,
A
and
racist police officer.
in the yeah, in the remake, I like how they establish like the different ideologies between both. Like, at surface level, you could say one's a Democrat, one's a Republican, but like their ideals are what kind of motivates them in the remake. The way they do it in the original is they just say some stuff like exposition in order to get you to know, oh yeah, you're the conservative one. Oh yeah, you're the, I don't know, the more liberal one. So what does the father say in order for us to realize that? He drops the
Drops a hard R, man. He drops a
yeah,
bomb just straight up,
it
just
caught
straight
me off
casual.
guard. He
Yeah, no,
dropped the
we
the
had to
N word
pause the movie and just laugh for I
and
think 5
rewind
minutes and
to
rewind and
realize
just like,
what had
there's
been
no way
said.
he actually said that.
There's no way. It's
It was
like,
so
have you ever
casual
seen?
too. It's like, why?
You ever seen the Bill and Ted movies? I like them. I like the Bill and Ted's, the ones from the '80s, not the new one. I
I
would
don't
love
think
to show
I've
my
seen it.
family them and like have a family watch like party. Uh, at random times in the movie, they drop like the homophobic F word every now and then, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not. And obviously, I know Keanu Reeves doesn't do it for giggles and shits, but like, I guess it was the times.
Yeah, I
And it's
mean, it's
like, oh
only,
my god, watching it
hey,
nowadays is like, how did that
there's
slip? Like,
writing in the book.
oh,
Uh, yeah, one of us isn't gonna make it out of this.
oh god,
Why? Yeah,
those
it's
symbols.
me.
Oh
Goodbye, my
no,
friend.
no,
Goodbye.
no. Oh my god, I can hear your character die. Okay, and then so the family, they're like, okay, well, we need to go down the street, and the guy's like, oh, there's nothing there, nothing notable, nothing you are gonna see out there, and it's like, oh no, he clearly knows something's out there, but he won't tell us what it is. Before they actually go into the gas station, they see some guy in the distance, and the family is like, oh, who is that? And they just don't mind any business. They leave, and then um the I believe the book, not the book. Sorry, I'm looking at the book. I believe the gas station, doesn't the vehicle burn up or something like that? The vehicle blows up, and it was one of the guys, one of the mutants who they saw earlier.
Oh, yeah, they blow up
His
the
car
guy's
blows up,
truck. Yeah,
and that way he can't leave or something like that.
yeah,
By the
the
way,
old
the
man.
um, mutants from the movies, they're named after planets. Like there's Pluto, there's Mercury, there's Mars, there's
There's
Jupiter. I think
Jupiter, right?
Jupiter is
Yeah,
the head honcho.
yeah,
Uh,
Jupiter.
Pluto is the Pluto is the one with the big head, which by the way is how he actually is. I forget the guy's name, Michael something. That's how he actually is. He was born that way, and I think he's like usually like typecast into like roles like this, but he's really famous for this movie. So the reason why they crash in this is because there's jets overhead, and it's revealed that the father, in some exposition again, because as people always say when it comes to movies, tell, don't show. He's like, oh, like one of the ladies, his wife is like, oh, careful, like you have a weak heart, and then in a crazily edited scene, there's like jets flying overhead, and he's like clutching his chest or something, and then like there's close-ups on his face, on the wife's face,
It's
close-ups on the
just
jet.
excessively,
It's like
just
as if
super excessively
jets are supposed to think that
dramatic.
like, yeah, are the jets scaring them or like what? Then so at the last moment, because he's so caught up with the jets flying overhead, he doesn't notice at the last moment that there's a rabbit in front of him, and then he swerves to not hit the rabbit, then just crashes. That is how they crash, and it's not even a
Stupidest
crash.
reason.
It doesn't even crash. He like just stumbles off road, and then he's like, "Oh, my axle's broken."
Yeah, yeah. They're like, oh, broke the axle, snap the axle. It's like, well,
Yeah, like
damn.
no, dude, you just swerved off road. But in the remake, I think it's done much better because in the remake, oh god, hopefully I make it downstairs.
Yeah,
In the
it's like a
remake,
spike trip, and they actually, or spike strip, sorry, and they
yeah,
actually like fly off the road.
yeah, and they hit a rock too. They hit a boulder, which I could understand with that then why the axle is broken rather than just swerving off road. And another reason why that one's much better is because the old man tells them, did you write down Revenant?
Yeah.
I'll pack it up. In that one, because in the original he's like, oh, you could just keep on going on the road, and they just happen to find the family. In the remake, he deliberately tells them to go off path towards where the cannibals are at. Because he knows, like, I guess if he doesn't give them meat or people to eat, that they're gonna come hunting after him. And so he, like, at the last moment, he's like, no, you can go straight. And he's like, wait. There's actually a shortcut. Nice, it was Revenant. There's actually a shortcut. You can go down this way. And that's where they immediately, no matter if they had crashed or not, they would have still encountered mutants because of that, which I think the remake does much better. Again, the remake, this is one of those few instances where the remake is just better than the original. You know what I mean?
I disagree. I actually like the original better.
Oh yeah? Oh wow.
Yeah, I actually like the original better.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't expect that.
Well, I mean, I fell asleep watching the remake, to be
No,
fair,
yeah,
because
you're
I was
right.
just sick of sitting through, at this point, what was it, 3 hours of fucking
Yeah, and
this movie?
I don't blame you. It was literally just, it's literally like as if though you're watching another interpretation of the same thing. So yeah, no, I get you. I read it up. I don't know if you want to add in a couple things.
Yeah, I'm adding
And I
in.
chose this treehouse. I'm doing something easy right now. I'm not trying to do big maps because my computer won't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then let's see. Oh yeah, and then Big Bob. They realize
Big
that
Bob.
like they're stranded in this place now.
And then this man pulls out no less than 3 guns from his coat. No, he's just pulling them out. He hands one to the boy, hands one to, I think it was one of the girls.
We're gonna hand
right?
it to Doug. I think so.
Yeah,
I remember,
he hands it to Doug. He hands it to one of the girls, and then he gets himself like the biggest one, and he's just like casually carrying. And they're not even from different sides of his jacket. They're both from like his left side of his jacket. So he somehow hid 3 handguns, not small handguns, decently sized handguns in there.
In the remake, I find it pretty funny. He hands it over to Doug, and then Doug's like, "Oh no, I'm good. I can do without a gun." And then Big Bob's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. He's a Democrat. He doesn't believe in guns."
He's a Democrat. He doesn't believe in guns. I think I had fallen. I fell asleep pretty early into the movie because I was tired.
Yeah.
I was just tired of that bullshit.
I was like, okay, that's one of those quotes I gotta write down. Down. Oh yeah, so Big Bob's he's loaded, dude. He's locked and loaded. Oh
yeah, he's ready.
Guess what I forgot?
Oh my god! I'm gonna put a counter in the corner. How many times Robert forgot? I forgot the key.
I forgot the key again. So yeah, and then so what? Big Bob. Okay, there we go. So Big Bob and Doug, they decided, well, it's no use just staying here, waiting for night to fall and not do anything. Like they try to reach via radio to see if they can get any help, but there's nothing because of obviously, well, the hills are there.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. He gives it to his son. So one to his son, one to Doug, because like they went
Doug
to.
Doesn't get it though.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. In the original one, he gets it, doesn't he?
I don't know actually.
I remember him getting it because he went off. Basically decided, hey, we shouldn't stay here. Let's just wander into buttfuck nowhere. Like, let's just wander in a random direction. So I think Doug goes to the right, and his son goes to the left. At this point, is he searching for Beauty? Had Beauty run off?
The son doesn't go to the left. So, Beauty the dog runs off. Like they accidentally open the door, and then Beauty runs off to the hills, and then she's like
and then
snarling.
The son chases him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost, and then that's where Bob.
The dogs, by the way, they emphasize the dogs just keep screaming.
Yeah.
Like, not screaming. Sorry, they keep barking. The dogs just keep barking, like, because they see obviously what is known to be the cannibals, and these idiots are like, "Hey, we have German shepherds, dogs that are well known for their protective, instincts, for watching out for people. good dark guard dogs by nature. They're like, nah, let's just ignore them and tell them to shut up
Uh,
and shove them into the into
yeah,
the RV. So they completely ignore all of the warning signs.
all of it. So yeah, so Bobby chases Beauty, and then Doug's like, all right, I'll keep going forward. I'll walk forward, see as far as I can go, see if there's anything ahead. And then Big Bob's like, all right, I'll go back to the gas station and ask the old man to see if I can get any help from him. So they walk separate ways while the
And
old
then Doug
mother,
basically disappears
yeah, but
for
Doug
majority of this
disappears.
movie.
I forgot there's an upstairs for this place. I hate this. God damn it.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, Doug basically disappears. You literally, there's no like cuts to him. There's nothing. He's just gone. Like
yeah.
he's gone for the most of the movie.
Fingerprints right here. So Bobby is chasing Beauty, whichever one of the dogs it is.
There's beauty,
Um,
yeah, beauty.
yeah, and Beauty goes over like these hills because obviously she's faster than Bobby, and then you hear like Beauty start like to like she growls at first, almost as if though she's attacking someone, and then she starts like yelping, almost as if though she's been attacked. And Bobby goes up to meet Beauty, and he sees that Beauty's been killed. Beauty's
Not just
guts are
killed, disemboweled. Her guts are everywhere.
yes, and it's a pretty gnarly scene. And then before they actually all separate, before Bobby goes off chasing Beauty and Doug and Big Bob go off, they make an emphasis on the mother being like religious because she's like, "Oh, come on, let's pray before y'all go." And then in the remake, I think
Yeah.
they like amp it up again, and he's like, "Woman, you and your prayers, I got my guns, and that's all I need."
Like a true Republican. No, but
Let me put a book down in
yeah.
the room where the
Just another kind of like, you know, setting the course, kind of explaining actions of certain people,
yeah.
of the characters.
Do you think it's in the room or in the hallway where the
I'm gonna be
fingerprints
real
are
with you,
at?
Chief. I have no idea. I haven't gotten anything on the EMF.
Alrighty, I'll
I
put
have
it
no
right
idea.
at the foot of the door. See if we got any ghosts coming up.
Do you
We,
have
we
a
haven't had a
thermometer?
ghost movie yet, huh? I got the
No, we
book.
haven't. Do you have thermometer though?
No, I don't have a thermometer. But like usually, doesn't like the
Did
breath?
we not bring a thermometer?
Doesn't our breath usually show up when?
Yeah, but I mean, it would have been nice to have a thermometer.
I didn't bring the thermometer because I brought the UV in the book.
Oh my god.
I was full. Hey, I got one of the evidence with the UV. Put the book down. Let me go get the spirit box. So the mother and eldest daughter call on the radio back for help, and they get an answer of the mutant like shouting at them, like not shouting, but he's like whispering through the.
He's breathing. Yeah, he's breathing.
He's like he's breathing like very scary-ish, very like almost perverse way. Oh, there's writing in the book. It says can't run, can't run. Oh, I guess it is in this section.
Interesting. Yeah, and then these idiots are just like, huh, that's weird. And then they hang up. And
The
then
mother's like, oh, we must be picking up on some radio. Speaking of radio, I'll be using the spirit box really quick.
All right. Like,
Is
they
anybody
think they're
here?
picking up some ASMR channel or something. Cause then Bobby comes back. They're like, and he asks, like, did you hear anything on the radio? And he's like, oh no, just some weird like breathing or whatever. And then he's like, what? like he's like, what are you guys? That's like really major. That's
Important
terrifying.
information.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
Are you in? Is anybody in this room?
If you're wondering about that echo, that's him talking in game.
Are you here?
But yeah,
Are
they
you
just
there?
completely write it off. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it really is. Are you here? Are you here?
From there, we go back to the dad, Big Bob, and he's back at the gas station, and he
Big
finds
Bob
it
goes
kind
back
of
to
in
the
a state of disarray.
Oh yeah, and then he sees he actually almost gets shot at, and he's like, "What's being shot? Who's shooting at me?" And he turns and he sees the gas station owner. He's trying to hang himself, and he's like, "No, you ain't gonna hang yourself until you give me answers."
Yeah,
And
yeah, until you give me answers, and then the guy's like,
it's
"Oh, sorry, I
revealed-
thought you were somebody else." And
Yeah.
the dad says, "Oh, is that how you greet all your? Is like, is that how you tell all your solicitors to go away by threatening to hang yourself. Like
And then it's
he's so
revealed.
nonchalant.
Oh yeah, he really is.
I think the light turned
Let me
on
check.
up here.
Let me check what we need. So it's either a spirit.
Oh, EMF level 5. I'm leaving.
Oh, okay, never mind. We got it then. It's Revenant then. So yeah, and then so it's revealed through exposition that the gas station owner is actually related to the mutants, to the cannibals.
Yeah, they call him Grandpa, whatever his name is. I forget his name, but they call him Grandpa. And he tells a story about his son.
Did you write down in your journal what it was?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could just leave.
Yeah.
He tells a story basically about how his he had his wife and they're happy, happy marriage, happy couple, how it always starts. And then he talks about his son being born at like, what was it, like as if he was 10 years old? I think he said. Like as he was coming out.
I remember he said his son was born. His son was born. His son was born sideways, and he was like, he nearly tore my wife apart.
He was born. Not only was he born sideways, but he was the size of a 10-year-old boy, and he literally mutters the phrase "damn near tore my wife apart."
Yeah. And then he said something like that
it's
boy
like,
would.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he would say something like that boy would eat like the heads off of my chickens and whatnot.
Yeah, you'd like drink the blood. It's like, what? I'm sorry.
And he said that like he tried to kill his son or beat him up or something, and then left him stranded in the desert, which is the Nevada desert. But he said that
he basically admitted to just leaving his son for dead in the middle of the desert. I don't know if we've explained this, but it's explained. It's kind of hard to catch. It's one of those things, listen not told, or what was it? I'm sorry. What's the expression?
Show not tell.
Show not tell. Yeah. Basically, the place is used as a radiation ground. They go into this more in detail in the remake.
It's
basically by opening with it, but it's a radiated area because they did radiation like nuclear bomb testing in the area essentially. So that's why the sun came out like that. That's why there's so many weird things, because they're radiated.
Now they obviously play that up in the remake. In the original, I think the reason why most of them are the way that they are. Guess what? I forgot.
Yep.
There we go. The reason why the family is like that is because they're inbred.
So not only are they irradiated, but they're inbred. Is it explained where? I don't know if it's explained like where the other person came from.
I think that's. I don't know. You're right. I don't know actually.
I don't think they ever explain it, or I think it's Mama June.
Yeah, they
right?
don't. Yeah, something like that. But
yeah, they never explain where she comes from. But they say that they're inbred.
Yeah. So I know in the original, I guess the reason why they look the way that they do, it isn't solely reliant on them being irradiated. It's more them just being inbred, because he's like that boy somehow managed to make himself a whole family of like lunatics or something out there.
Yeah.
And in the remake, it's where they mention, oh no, like they're, and the remake actually it's different as well, because it's not just a family, but it's almost like a village of them, because they were miners. Remember?
Yeah, it's a miner village, and in the in the intro, it's they even show like the miners attacking with a pickaxe and killing some of the radiologists that come to inspect the area from the military. Yeah, so I don't like the remake, but it definitely gives more backstory and explains a lot more. Kind of
I think
who they are and what they are.
It's more of like
they also look more deformed. All of them look more deformed. Like Ruby looks completely normal. She like if you were just gonna look at it. Oh, I didn't hear that.
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh my god, it must be nearby then. I heard the phone.
Oh no.
You sure you didn't hear that? That was pretty loud.
I was upstairs.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's
but yeah, no. Like June, most of them don't look too bad. Like they look normal.
The way they look bad is they gave him ragged clothing and like feathers.
This light just turned on in front of me. Yeah, and like feathers. That was super weird. Like the guy we see first is like wearing feathers and he's like
They're
dancing
like
around. Like,
you've
okay.
seen if you've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan, I was gonna say Conan O'Brien, Conan. That's what that is. Like your typical '70s, guy with like a necklace made of teeth. Um,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
what it is.
negative
Shirtless,
temperatures.
wearing like some sort of like fur coat or whatever. That's what it was. It's some like if you've ever seen Planet of the Apes, the original one, like how the way that the humans are kept, that's kind of what it is. Whereas in the remake, it's much more different. But yeah, in the remake, it's miners, and the miners refused. They were being told by the government to like leave. They're going to get kicked out because of the testing. They refused to leave, and that's why they are like that. But no, yeah, and then that's when as the old man's explaining to Big Bob the story, the guy's actually like yanked out of the window, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah. As he
taken
explained, he's yanked out the window. Yeah, by
by
his son.
Jupiter.
By
Yeah,
Jupiter,
I
his
think yeah,
son.
it's his son, and his son just straight up kills him, and
Slaughters him. Yeah.
Big Bub's just standing there looking at it like, yeah, as one does, as
He's
one
just
does.
standing there like, what in tarnation? Like,
Oh yeah, we were even saying that guy reminds us of the guy from Killer Clowns.
yeah. For the first thing we both said was, "Are you okay?"
Except the guy from Killer Clowns is better,
Okay.
huh?
You
Oh,
just stopped talking, and I turned around. The door's closed because I closed it.
oh, he probably died or something.
Yeah, you just went quiet. Yeah, no, the first thing that popped in my head was just the clown. He's like, "I'll carry you with my bare hands."
And then that's when they capture Big Bob. I don't remember how they do it in the original. I know in the remake, he tries to escape in the car, and he does one of the things I hate that they do in horror movies, where the
The car
character
doesn't
tries to
start.
escape. He goes into the car, and then the guy is in the back seat of the car. Like so many movies do that. Like when you're entering
Yeah,
the
no, in the
car and you
original,
open
they
the
just kind of
door.
like beat him up and then take him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They like
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
right.
nothing. Just kind of
Oh no, no,
he
no.
beat the shit out of him and take
They
him.
they again they have to call back on his heart being weak because remember he's running and
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he runs and then like he just kind of
he
falls on the
just falls.
ground. And then
He
it's
just
just like
falls.
I wasn't I had looked away for a split second and then I looked back. I'm like, oh, what happened? Did they shoot him or something? Because he looked like he was like dying. It was like, no, he just ran too much. I was like, what?
It's
Oh no.
hunting. It's hunting.
Uh,
Oh no, Alex. I'm
Godspeed,
hiding
Roberts.
in the
I'll
bathroom.
remember
Oh
you in
shoot.
therapy. Goodbye, my friend.
Oh god. This is when the ghost is hunting. It is the most terrifying thing ever.
Especially
I'm
when
just
you're alone in
crouching.
the house.
Are you not here?
No, I saw the doors close.
Oh god. Um.
Goodbye, Robert.
So yeah, and then so Big Bob is taken, and but yeah, on the remake,
Just like
like
you're
if
about to
you're
be.
oh, if you're
They
like if
take
you're
him
entering,
and
yeah,
they
still hunting.
crucify him. They
Oh yeah, they do.
crucify him. Like full
They
on
do.
like nail to the cross
Nail
crucify.
in the hands, strapped to like a tree. But I was gonna say really quick that like when you enter your driver's side of the car, aren't you sometimes if there's a guy hiding in your back seats, aren't you gonna be able to notice this hulking man of a guy, right? Like out of your peripheral vision, right there. I don't
Are you
know.
alive? How did you
Yeah,
live?
I'm alive.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
you were
alive.
at 10%
All right.
sanity. You should leave.
Oh, I probably should. Hey, do we even have any evidence?
Freezing temps?
Where's the exit? Get out of this place.
Yeah, we have just freezing temps, so no.
Oh,
But
I heard the
yeah, no, they
piano.
shoot up, they crucify him. And then Jupiter's talking to Ruby, like, "Oh, you see what you did," because he found out that she was talking to
Oh man.
Gramps, to old Grandpa, and he's like, "I fixed them real good." Yeah, he
Yeah.
literally says like, "I fixed them real good." And
Like
then
you weren't
they,
planning on escaping or something, and she's just like, "Oh no."
no, no, yeah,
Yeah.
and then they crucify him and they cover him in gasoline.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh
cover
well,
him in gasoline.
the way they find the gasoline is they go to the vehicle, they go to the trailer or whatever the car because it doesn't work anymore. They suck out the gas and they use that gasoline and they douse Big Bob in it. And so that's where the mutants' plan goes into effect, right? So Doug comes back after his exploration. Let me get some pills.
Yeah.
Comes back. And he comes back with like the most randomest things ever. He's like, "Hey guys, look what I found." And they're like, "Oh, it's hunting."
Whoa. It
You
barely didn't get me. Are you in the house?
Oh.
Neither am I. I went straight out the back door and it closed right through me. Oh my god. That was terrifying.
Even the outside lights are flashing.
Yeah, no, it's jeez.
Oh my god, this is terrifying.
That was a close one.
Did I select professional?
What?
Select the professional map?
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is intermediate.
Oh, this is hard already.
Jeez. But uh going back to the podcast, which is why we're here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they cover him in gasoline, and then
So
I forget how they
yeah.
get the family out, but then they basically explode like a car near him.
Well, it's Doug comes back, and I like how in the remake they actually show where he went, and it says these craters. And I think I might have got these craters. Oh, freezing temperatures is one of them.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drop the book in there and leave.
Freezing temperatures and what else?
I don't know. We have nothing.
Oh wow, yeah, we really have nothing.
Yeah. Bring the UV light and look at the door and stuff.
I have the UV light.
Yeah, no. Before that, they're cooking outside, and then Doug just shows up, and his wife's like, "I knew you'd come back when you smelled food." It's like you damn freeloader, and he comes back and
he also uses things, but in the remake, I like how they show like where he went.
Yeah, no, he just says like, "Oh, I just followed the road. The road ends." Like that's all he says. Like the road ended, so I came back.
Yeah. I don't know if you were dozed off at this part in the remake. Maybe not.
I was.
But in the remake,
I slept through like, I think I fell asleep 10 minutes in, and I woke up for the last 20 minutes.
Oh no, yeah,
I was out for most of the movie. Yeah.
I'll describe this. What happens next? And when he wakes up, what the hell am I talking about?
When we woke up.
So it's shown where Doug goes, and he's like, he sees this huge crater, and he sees all these abandoned cars in there, and that's where he finds all the stuff. And then the camera zooms out. Oh my god, I just heard the phone. I'm so sorry for that gasp. Oh my god. Alex, is there a phone in this map? Oh my god.
I think
I might have found where exactly it was at. Okay, so I like it's so cool in the remake because the camera zooms out and there's like a lot of craters. You're shown all of the craters there, and those are all of the result from the nuclear testings.
And it also just kind of adds, to that detailing, to that the more in-depth explanation of what's going on.
And put the book down here.
There's already a book down in there. But okay. Yeah, no, and as I said, he just pops back. Like he just comes back.
And then he comes back, and it's so like scary to think because they show all the abandoned cars in the craters, and those are presumably all of the victims that those mutants have taken and killed and eaten and whatnot. And then so he comes back, and then Doug and his wife, the oldest sister, whose name I won't remember because she's just there for only one purpose, which is die. So him and her have a steamy.
Robert?
Oh, I need pills.
Yes, you do.
Her and Doug have a steamy session in the car. Then Bobby comes back, and that's where Bobby he shows up at the door, and he's like, "Guys, like beauty is dead," like almost as if though like he's insinuating like there's something out there. Let me get the spirit box.
I have one.
Oh, never mind.
But yeah, no, he comes back. He's like traumatized. He's like, beauty's dead.
And
but
while
he doesn't say beauty's dead. He doesn't tell him. He just comes back super traumatized, and he doesn't say anything.
He says that Beauty's dead, but he doesn't tell them that Beauty was killed. Like this bowel, this like her that its guts were like out. He just says, "Oh yeah, like she died," but he didn't say like that wasn't a natural death. And while Bobby is talking to Doug and the sister, that's where Pluto, he goes into the trailer, and that's where the old mother and Brenda, the youngest sister, and that's where the baby are at, and
Yeah, it's
everyone's
kind of like
sleeping.
their den.
And then he sneaks in and he goes to Brenda's room, and he like shushes her. You want me to use it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me use it. Let me pick
And
it up.
he like shushes her.
And then that's when, as soon as Bobby, Doug, and the oldest sister are going back to the trailer, that's where he tells them, "Okay, blow it up." And then that's where the explosion goes off, and then Big Bob is then thrown into
It's
flames.
burning. Yeah, and
That's
then
where
one of the
that's where
guys.
Bobby.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then the
Oh my god! I just saw it.
oh no,
Ew. Dude, that
probably
is dude. That was. This one is-
oh
oh,
no.
dude,
Anyways,
it was run. It was walking towards you.
oh no.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I left.
Let me speak to it
And
real
then
quick.
Doug is Doug grabs a fire hydrant. Or
Yeah,
fire
Doug.
hydrant. He grabs a fire
Oh,
extinguisher.
oh,
Goodbye, Robert. I'll remember
no,
you
no, 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 no,
forever.
no, 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 please, please, no, no,
Uh,
I'm gonna hear it. No, 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 fuck, 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 fuck. Sorry, sorry, guys, I'm so sorry.
as he's dying, Doug grabs a fire extinguisher to go put his put his father-in-law out, and he speaks to his wife, and he's like, "Hey, like she's not responding obviously because one of the guys has a knife to her throat, and this idiot
Oh
is like,
yeah.
honey,' and she doesn't say anything. He's like, honey, watch the kid, I guess, and then he leaves." He leaves his wife and kids in the trailer with that dude,
No,
and
not
the
his
dude,
wife. It's the sister, the older
yeah,
sister,
yeah, his
Brenda.
wife, yeah, his wife.
No, not his
Um,
wife, the other chick.
Is it not his wife? It is his wife.
No, the younger chick, because his wife goes back with him.
Oh yeah.
So
But
it's him, his wife, the mother, Bobby. They all run out and try to see what's happening, what the explosion was. And that's where they see Big Bob burning. So it's Brenda, the youngest sister, and then that's where the baby is
and
left.
the guy
And
proceeds to
that's
beat the
where,
shit out of her.
yeah, and that's where the other mutant as well. Another
I
one
have
comes
no
in. I
idea how
forget
you
his name.
survive that.
Mercury or
Yeah,
Mars or something. One of them. Okay, I'm alive. I'm alive. I don't know
I
how I
have no
survived
idea.
that.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Okay, before I die. Oh no! Not again! Not
You're
again!
that's
Not again!
crazy. It's probably because you're at 3%, 0%
I took a
sanity.
pill. Why is it after me?
Your sanity dropped like super fast. It's probably a
It was
phantom.
in front of me. I saw it chasing you. I was like, let me go up to it, and that's when it turned on me.
I'm pretty sure it's
Um.
a phantom.
Okay. Um. So, the other mutants goes into the trailer. So now there's two mutants in the trailer, and what the one that now enters, he like bites off the head of one of the birds they have and like sucks it of its blood. Oh my god, it's still hunting me. Um.
Yeah, just get out of
And
the house and don't
that's
go
where
back.
in the original it's like insinuated. What happens to Brenda in the remake? I guess it's straight out like shown, but she is in the original. It's like, oh, like we didn't show it happening, but she's evidently like raped by one of the mutants.
Yeah,
Um,
horrifically.
and yeah. Oh, is it still honey?
Just leave. Just leave. You're okay. Just leave.
Okay. No, I need. I will go. I will go. My life. Um. Yeah. Um. Let me use this box. Spirit box.
Okay, I'm
Are
putting
you
this camera
here?
down.
Are you in this room?
Let's get out here so
Are
we can
you in
regroup.
this room?
I'm pretty sure it's ghost orbs, and I just
Are
put this
you
camera
here?
down. Come on, Robbie. Come on.
Okay. Let me move this book. You know what? Yeah, no.
No,
But
it's not.
okay.
It's not book.
Let's wait for orbs. Let's go check out, see if it's
Yeah,
orbs.
it's just safer that way. But yeah, no,
um
it's just horrifically they're abused, and then the
yeah, so
wife is obviously distraught seeing her
the wife,
husband
yeah,
uh
the
burnt to a
wife,
crisp.
the wife goes, the old lady, she goes back into the trailer. That's when the mutants see her and they shoot her. And that's when the wife of Doug, so the wife of Big Bob is shot, and the wife of Doug comes in, and she's also shocked. She's trying to protect the baby and Brenda. So both the eldest daughter and the mother are shot. Um, the eldest daughter dies in the spot, but the mother slowly dies over time. And
Yeah,
they
it's
take
Ghost
the baby.
Orbs.
Ghost orbs.
Yeah, it's a phantom.
What else does the Phantom need?
We have everything. EMF level 5 freezing temps.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
All right, let me pack it in. And so the mutants take the baby and they run off. And Doug's like, no, like my baby, like we have to go after her and get it.
Oh wait,
Um,
what? Oh, I guess I never
what?
got. Oh yeah, I never. I accidentally clicked, and I put EMF level 5.
Oh my
Oh
god, it's not even the
no.
right ghost. So three people are dead. Big Bob, the big mom, and then the
Yeah.
big sister.
And then they come
All
back.
big.
Or the mutants threaten to come back
Yeah, they're like, we'll come back. And then so it's
because
just
they
Brenda.
actually went to shoot. Who was it they went to shoot? I think one of the
Brenda.
sisters, Brenda. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Brenda.
put the
But
gun
they
to
ran
her
out of
head
bullets.
like suicide, or not suicide, but like just straight up executioner style. And click, the gun has no ammo, so
Yeah.
they run and they're like, we'll be back to get you." So at this point,
Yeah.
it's just the brother and the sister
Yeah,
left.
it's the brother Bobby, the sister Brenda, and then Doug. I just remembered it was at this point after I had seen all of this brutality and all of this just the worst things that can be done to a human that I went to the bathroom. I went out to go do like some chores and I came back later on. So I don't remember what happens right after, but I have in my notes, excuse me, and I come back to see the mutants just chilling with each other
Yeah,
because
so
that
they go back to the basically they take the child and they go
yeah
back to like their den, and this is when you really first see their home base and Mama June and all of them. Mama June has Ruby tied up outside, saying "You've been a bad girl," and like refuses to feed her because she tried running away.
yeah
And they bring the child back, and they're like, "Oh, we're eating good tonight," like this sweet tenderloin baby, and they're just like
yeah.
chilling,
They
talking about
call
how ways
it
they're gonna cook it. But
they
for
call it
some reason, they don't kill it yet.
oh I
They
know
don't kill the child yet.
they call it Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, Thanksgiving dinner.
um so yeah, I remember when I come back, I have in my notes here that Bobby and Brenda are trying to contact the Air Force while I think Doug is out trying to find his baby with Beast. And I remember because it was pretty funny. Bobby was like, "Hello, hello," like, and someone picks up, and it's like, "Yes," and like, "Is this the Air Force?" And they're like, "Yeah, it is." And they're like, "What seems to be the situation?" And then he's like, "Oh, we're stranded here, and there's some
We're
hostiles trying to get
unarmed.
it."
We're sitting ducks. We have no defenses. And the guy on the other side's obviously the mutant, so he's just
They're like,
basically
"So
told
you
him we're
have
sitting
how
ducks.
many bullets?" "We have 3 bullets." "Okay, you have 3 bullets. We're sitting ducks." "Okay, so you're defenseless?" "Yes, we're defenseless." Okay, so the mutants are just taking notes of what they have at their arsenal, and then they're like, "So what do you recommend we do?" "So we recommend you stand on your heads," and they're like, "Okay, stand on our heads and stick your thumbs up your asses." And they're like, "Huh?" And then you just hear the mutants laughing in the background of the because they have their own walkie talkies, I guess, and they happen to like intercept the transmission. I don't know. It was that was one moment where I was genuinely just like, okay, this is kind of funny. So Jupiter, I think it's Jupiter and Pluto are going back because they're told, "Oh, go finish the job." They go finish the job of killing them, and while they're going back, that's when Beast sees them, and Beast starts attacking Pluto and like ripping out his like leg tendon, I think, his ankle or something. It was
His
pretty
Achilles
cool, bro.
tendon. So basically, the guy
Yeah,
can't walk anymore.
yeah, and I don't think Jupiter notices because I think Beast ends up killing Pluto by like ripping out his throat or something.
Jupiter comes back, reports that the guy is basically gone, down for the count, and then he leaves again, and that's when the dog comes back and finishes him. At this point, by the way, Beast has already killed somebody else because Beast had run away earlier,
Mm.
and Beast pushed. I forget which mutant it was, but he pushed him off the edge.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
and the brilliancy of plot movement, I guess, in the name of the plot, the dog for some reason understands that he needs to pick up the radio and take it to his owner. So that's how they got the radio in the first place.
Huh?
Was
Oh
Beast
yeah,
grabbed the
yeah.
radio and took it to him. And these dumbasses use the same. That's why when they used the radio, it was the mutant because they were using the mutant's radio to talk.
Oh,
I was like,
that makes better sense.
and so and then Doug also has a radio,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
and then
and he's
he's
notifying.
trying to talk back to them, and but Doug being, actually intelligent, switches the channel that they're not using. But the other
Oh,
people being smooth brains do not
it's
switch the
happening.
channel, so they're on the same
Yeah,
frequency. That's why when they speak, they don't hear Doug, and Doug can't hear them,
yeah.
because they're on the wrong frequency.
Smooth ones.
So a little bit of an explanation there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That honestly makes. Guess what? I forgot again.
I see you on the cameras.
I forgot. I keep forgetting this goddamn key. So then, Brenda, you're shown the like in a Home Alone montage. Brenda and Doug are setting up like things around their trailer, setting things up. Jupiter comes back. He sees Pluto dead, and he tells one of the mutants back at their base, "Go ahead and kill the baby." And
Because
that's
yeah,
when the mutants like, okay, like I will
and
kill
for
the
some
I'll
reason
go
they entrusted Rosie with.
Ruby.
I'm sorry. For some reason they
Okay.
entrusted Ruby with the child. I don't know why.
Yeah, and he's like, Ruby, hand over the baby, and she hands over the baby,
She hands over the
and then
baby, and the guy's ready to kill it, and then it's a pig. It turns out to be a little piglet, the piglet that they stole from the farmer or from Grandpa in the beginning. And
oh
he's like,
yeah,
"Damn it, Ruby!"
yeah, he
and
literally says it like that.
yeah, and then she books it with the kid, of course,
Yeah,
and
he's like,
like,
Ruby.
and he's looking around for him, and Doug is on
Yeah.
the ridge, so she starts running up the ridge, and Doug sees that, so he starts running towards her, and like this is what I don't understand. Like they look
Yeah.
so coordinated, like they were like it seemed like they were talking beforehand, but they
Uh-huh.
weren't. They had no contact, so they just like instantly run towards each other. And he's like, "Okay, thanks for my baby," and like it makes no
And
sense.
can, and
I
can I
found a
just
Ouija
say
board.
the way they hand the baby from person to person and toss it around is like it's a goddamn football.
Yeah, they're so rough with it, and she's running, and then you can see the leg, the baby's leg just flapping in the wind.
The way the head just bobbing up and down as Ruby's running up the
Yeah,
hills with it is the funniest thing ever. But yeah, and then so Ruby and Doug meet up
I'm
and
gonna
they're
use
running with
the
the
Ouija
baby.
board real quick. Who are you?
If you ask one question, does it answer the other one or
I don't know.
why did
It's
you
not.
ask? Why did you
It.
ask who are you when we have the ghost's name already?
Oh my god.
Ask what
What
room it's
room
in.
are you in?
Brenda and Bobby encounter their own mutant as the mutant goes up to them, and they pull a pretty cool trick, which involves them psyching the mutant, and the mutant goes into the trailer, but they have the gas running in the trailer, and they have matches on the door. So when the mutant opens up the door, it lights the matches up, sparks fly, boom, mutant goes boom, boom.
Yeah.
Except the mutant doesn't die because, as the Scream rules go, there's always got to be one last scare.
Unless the
And
death
but
happens
they
on
kill the mutant.
camera. But yeah, they go to
Yeah.
check. They go to check to make sure he's dead. Which I say is pretty smart. I mean, that's the logical thing to do.
Double tap, as we always say.
Double tap, yeah, double tap. They go to check, of course, and she's screaming the entire time, which kind of defeats the purpose because of giving away your position. Like it's the
Yeah.
most annoying screaming. She's like, no,
Oh
no,
shoot.
no, no. It's so annoying. Um, but they go back and check. They check everything, and they're like, huh. And then all of a sudden, from off screen, ooh, he appears,
Yeah, and then
and
he
he
jumps at them, but
not yeah
they
he knocks Bobby
Bobby
down. Yeah, he knocks Bobby down, starts beating the shit out of him. And
and
then Brenda
Brenda
comes
gets
in
an
with
axe.
she comes in with an axe, like stabs him, just like chops him to bits, basically, just like complete
Yeah.
and utter rage.
So while Bobby and Brenda are just vibing by the trailer,
Oh,
oh, what is it?
got negative temps
Oh, upstairs or
down here,
downstairs?
downstairs in like this hallway.
Oh, let me go check that out. I always get lost upstairs because there's so many halls up here. Like I want to do a map of this house and be like, this is physically impossible. So, uh, eventually, they get so Ruby and Doug are being chased. Sorry if I sound like I'm being sporadic right now, but I'm trying to remember this all playing. Doug and Ruby are it's hunting, it's hunting.
Oh,
Doug and Ruby are running with the baby, tossing it around
what's
like it's a
wrong?
football. And
Yep.
there's a mutant. She's oh, I hear it right behind me. Oh, nope. Okay. And so there's a mutant chasing them, and that's when Doug's like fighting the mutant. Ruby comes up with the rattlesnake that she picked up, has it bite the mutant, and that's where Doug. He's standing over the mutant. The mutant's like almost looking defeated, and Doug's just bashing him, beating him up, just stabbing him in the chest, punching his face. And then at the last moment, that is where the movie ends. Like that is straight up where the movie ends.
Yeah, it's
On the
just
freeze frame on his face, we don't see Doug reunite with Brenda or Bobby. I don't see. You don't see Doug or Brenda. You don't see Doug meet up with Bob or Brenda at all. It is just out of nowhere, red screen, and is that
EMF
me,
level
Matt?
4.
Level 4.
Yeah. Trying to see if we can get a level 5. I think the ghost just appeared right in front of me.
What? So we have two. Two evidence. What else is the last one we might need? Spirit box. Is that one of them?
It's in here with us. Close the door. Close the door.
It's in there with us. Why would I close the door?
Oh no.
Look, my amigo. You're hiding in the room where it's at.
Please. Please.
The moment you're like, it's in here with us. Let's close the door and hide.
Yeah,
Dude,
I just hide in there.
I don't want to hide in the room with it.
I'm terrified.
So yeah, the movie just ends up on a freeze frame on Doug's face, red roll credits. It is an abrupt ending. It is insanely abrupt. That Alex, I remember your reaction to it.
I was like, what? I was like, is that it?
I'm gonna check for. I'm gonna go get a spare box because there's no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a camera. But yeah, no, it's so abrupt. It's like, why? Why it didn't have to be so abrupt?
Oh, oh, fuck. No, Alex.
I'm gone.
No.
Robert, no.
No. No.
Where are you? Oh, I see it. I see it. It's running through the kitchen. I think it's going upstairs.
Okay.
Jeez.
I'm heading in the base. I think I closed the door. I just don't know how it runs.
You're in the basement?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I saw it go in the basement. Yeah, no, it's not in the basement. It's going upstairs, I think. Yeah, I just went upstairs.
I'm afraid of no ghost.
Yes, you are.
You're right. I know I am. So yeah, that's where the movie ends. Those of you wondering, Ayo, does this masterpiece have a legacy? Oh yes, indeed, it has a legacy. So Right after The Hills Have Eyes came out, there was another one called The Hills Have Eyes Part 2.
It started hunting as soon as I walked in.
Oh, dude, the activity's high. Oh, whoa.
I'm gonna try and hide in this
Hiding?
closet. Please,
Dude,
please.
the
I'm hiding
activity
in the
is
closet. I'm hiding
insanely
in
high.
the closet.
So Wes Craven gave us The Hills Have Eyes Part 2, in which the plot is, we didn't watch this, we watched the summary of it because it's
Not gonna
whack.
watch it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
whack. Bring
Oh,
it. Bring a
and
crucifix, please.
I already have the UV and the spirit box.
Okay,
Wait,
let me
let's
just.
check. Let's check what else we need. So it's either a demon. Oh, that's a scary one.
Pretty sure it's a demon.
Are you
Wes
dead?
Craven blessed us with.
Are you here? Might
He
be
blessed
orb.
us with the second movie, The Hills Have Eyes 2,
Blessed is a strong word. Are you here?
and it's even worse if you can
Yeah.
believe it.
Somehow it's even worse.
Worse.
Are you
Somehow
here?
it's even worse.
Hills of Ice Part 2 is regarded as Alex said, even worse than this. And the plot is Bobby and Ruby are together now. Bobby and Ruby, they and their gaggle of friends end up crossing the Nevada desert and just so happen to go through the same situation that Bobby had done in the same exact place without without them even recognizing, hey, we're going down the same route again. Let's not go down here. So the shenanigans continue. It's insanely bad. And so that's somehow they wanted to come up with a third, which there is a third, but officially not officially considered the third movie in the franchise called Mind Runner. If you ever hear Wes Craven's Mind Runner, that was originally supposed to be The Hills Have Eyes Part 3. For evidence reasons, they didn't want to call it that or associate it with that franchise. And that one sucks. In some countries, it is considered Hills of Ice 3. So if you look up Hills of Ice 3, you'll come up with Mind Runner. Do you see any orbs at all?
No, I've been staring at this thing.
Oh my god, it might be Spirit Box then. Are you an adult?
Robert, come on, we have enough. Robert, please. Come
Are
on,
you
Robert.
dead?
Robert, come on. Robert, no.
Oh
No.
no!
It's chasing you. It's chasing you.
No, Alex. no. 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 Close it.
What the hell? It
Sorry,
already spoke to you. Why did you keep edging it on?
It didn't speak at all. Are you here?
Shut the fuck up!
Are you an adult?
Shut the fuck up! Oh my god, we're gonna die here, aren't we? Come here, Stuffy.
Are you dead?
Come here. Okay, come on, Stuffy. There's no way we lived. We're leaving. We're leaving. Yeah.
Are you here?
Get the fuck out of the building.
Wait, I didn't pick up anything.
Let's just call it a demon.
I think it's a Yuri. Okay, so Hills Have Ice 3 isn't officially called Mind Runner. They ended that franchise briefly because they realized this was not going to make us the big bucks that we need. So, as every horror franchise, as what occurred, hold on, let me see if it was right.
I was wrong.
Hey, there was orbs. Okay, so I'll end this game right here. Let me briefly just talk about the remaining legacy of the Hills Have Eyes. So as what happened to like every horror franchise that came across the early 2000s, this franchise was given a reboot, a remake. So the Hills Have Eyes was remade. Some people would say that the remake is better. Some people would say that it's not. Alex here says that it's not. Here I say that it is. So again, it's kind of split, I guess. And then that movie made a couple bucks. That they made a sequel to the remake, which I like some elements of. I don't really like the elements of a little bit in that one either. But that one didn't do as well, so they kind of scrapped the third one. Although there's a fan base for this, they really want a third Hills Have Eyes movie, which like I could do without, to be honest. I watched 3 out of the 4 official ones. I watched the first, the remake and the sequel to the remake. One, um, oof, I don't know what else to say, man. These movies are
Terrible. Don't watch them.
they.
Don't
Yeah,
watch any of
I
them.
don't know why past me thought, hey, this is better than As Above, So Below. I don't think
By
this original
far, the worst movie we have watched. Hence the idea to spice up this episode with Phasmaphobia.
Yeah, that is honestly why we're playing this during this, because I was so done. I did not want to talk about this. I
Neither of
did
us
not
did.
want to have to recap this. I looked at my notes and I said, no, I don't want to. So we decided to play the game in the background. Hopefully, it was somewhat of a joyful thing. I normally would ask throughout each episode, hey, Alex, what's your favorite scene from the movie? Or what's the standout scene from the movie?
The
For
final
me,
scene, the credits. It was so bad. It was so bad.
the only thing I like is when the mutants are messing with them on the radio, like stand on your head and put your thumbs up your ass. Other than that,
Okay, that
though,
was kind of funny. That
yeah,
was kind of
like
funny.
I don't know. It's whatever, I guess. Um, I don't know what I also normally ask during these episodes. Oh, so we probably won't do this next episode. Um, also, I want to catch up with the Witching Hour, which is our like little sister show. We only have 2 episodes of it out. And it's a show where we review entire franchises. So we've done that to the Friday the 13th franchise, and we've done that to the Halloween franchise. And they each have their reason for doing so. For instance, when I got the Friday the 13th box set with all the movies complete, I decided, hey, now's a good time to. I've watched all of them. Now's a good time to talk about the whole series as a whole. And then Halloween came up October 31st, and then we decided, well, it's October 31st. Let's talk about the Halloween franchise. Well, I recently got the Dawn of the Dead box set, and I decided, hey, maybe for the next Switching Hour, don't know if that will be the next episode or if another movie review will be the next episode, but for the next Switching Hour, I want us to look at George A. Romero's Dead series, which has the three iconic. It's the original iconic trilogy: Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and then it has his not so iconic trilogy: Land of the Dead, Survival of the Dead, Diary of the Dead. I would really like, if I were ever given a chance to make a zombie movie, I would name it Twilight of the Dead to like kind of go with his original theme of like daytimes, like night, dawn, day. Um, those films are considered the granddaddy of the zombie horror subgenre. I am
Yeah.
not a fan of the horror subgenre that is zombies. Are you, Alex? I don't know. Zombies creep me out. I really hate
Zombies
zombies.
scare the crap out of me.
They scare me more than guys in masks and ghosts and demons. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about zombies. Like how fast infections are able to spread, especially with like COVID going around. Like it seems like I don't want to make a comparison from one to the other, but like an infectious thing seems much more tangible now. If you
Yeah,
get what I
definitely.
mean. And like just I don't know, the way like society crumbling because of this apocalypse that's seen throughout these movies is honestly terrifying. But I really like that original trilogy, which I'll rewatch them for the Witching Hour, and I could show you a couple of. I'll show you if I show you any of the movies, Alex. I'll show you the original trilogy. I'm not going to show you the second trilogy of his movies.
Yeah.
But that might be the next episode. Or we could do another movie review, which would be movie number 86. Yep, 86. And that movie, the next movie coming up, is actually our oldest movie to date. I believe from either I think it's the 30s, the 1930s. And it's an old Universal classic film. It's one of the classic monsters. Some of you are
Ooh.
like, Robert, are you gonna rank all the monster movies low because they're in black and white and they're maybe consider them boring? No, only have like 2 on the bottom of my list. All the other ones I genuinely enjoy. I enjoy Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I just realized I didn't mention 2 of them, and I said that there's 2 on the bottom of the list. You can probably guess which 2 it is. But next episode, we will talk about one of those iconic monster movies. And yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for that next episode, whichever it is, whether it be The Witching Hour, where we talk about the Dead series, or the next movie review, which would be The Mummy. Okay, I already said it. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's
Congrats, guys. Little bit of a bonus.
yeah. We're covering the Mummy, the Universal classic monster movie, the Mummy, and
So
because
expect an
it is
extra long episode.
yeah. And what I want to do with that movie, with that review, is if we do it, I also want to watch the 1990s version with Brendan Fraser and compare them and see how a modern Mummy movie, because that one is successful both critically and financially, how one compares to the other, what is kept, what isn't. The mythology, is Imhotep in the original movie, is the reincarnated wife kept in the remake. You know what movie? You know what movie we won't be covering? The Tom Cruise one, because that one I heard was a shitstorm. I've not seen that one yet, but everyone keeps saying it's bad. So yeah, we can expect a lot of bandaged up mummy talk next episode as we cover that. Yes, or the zombies. Who knows? Whichever. Either way, it's a
Whatever we feel
staggering,
like. Whatever we feel like.
it's a staggering undead villain. So yeah. And that is basically it. I This was the Hills of Eyes plus Phasmaphobia. I will be honest, I had no energy to cover this movie, so throw it away
Let
with the
us know.
video
Let
game.
us know if you want to see the gameplay. If you think
Yeah.
that's a thing that should stay, let us know how you enjoyed it. I
Oh
felt
yeah.
like it added something, unique and something nice to this episode. So
Yeah.
we may continue to try it. We may not. See how it comes out.
Yep. And I promise the movies after this on the list are good. I promise they're not to the. I said that with As Above, So Below. They're not to the quality of that this movie was. I swear. I the movies will be good. Trust me. That's everything though. I don't know what else to mention. That is it. I'm sorry guys. We probably bored you with this, but that's everything. That's those of eyes. I'm your co-host Robert,
And I'm my co-host Alex.
and we'll see y'all on the witching hour.
See ya.